It's Platt, and today we head to the Big Sky country. That's next Platt's Beer of the Week. So the particular beer we have today is Summer Honey. Comes to us from the fine folks at Big Sky Brewing. We previously reviewed a beer from them. I believe it was Moose Drool. A little background on to Big Sky Brewing. It is a brewery and tap room located in Missoula, Montana. It was founded in 1993 by three friends, Neil Leathers, Brad Robinson, and Bjorn Novazini. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Brad and Neil had moved out to Missoula in 1990 from Michigan. They'd already been home brewing, already kind of got the bug when they met Bjorn. Now, they met Bjorn working together at a couple of sporting goods stores in the Missoula area. Of course, up in the mountains, a lot of activities, what have you. And it was one night when the friends got together, they went to the one brewery that was in town, and they got to having a few beers and got to talking and thinking, hey, this town might need another brewery. And the beers that we like to brew are a little different. So this, the dream was born, as they say. Now, they went about starting a brewery a little different. They didn't just immediately call mom and dad or friends and ask everybody for $10,000 a piece to pitch in or whatever. They decided to create a little buzz. Brad and Neil started a cable access show. Before this wonderful thing called YouTube was out, cable access was kind of how the masses, at least had their shot to have their own show. And they started a show just on craft beer, drinking, reviewing beers, what have you, and ended up becoming the most popular show on that cable access channel. This led them to, all right, we've got a buzz, let's now do the business plan. The problem were they weren't businessmen, but luckily for them, their buddy Bjorn was. He was wrapping up a finance degree at University of Montana there in Missoula. And of course, when you're graduating business school, the last class is always a business plan. And thus, for his senior project, he wrote a business plan for Big Sky Brewing. And the rest, they say, was history. In 1995, they opened their first location on Hickory Street there. It was a 7,000 square foot facility. At the time, it was just draft only. They did not have the wherewithal to start bottling, or at least have bottling at the beginning. At the time, crowlers weren't a thing. They probably weren't even allowed to have growlers go out the door, so draft only. But they knew they wanted to be a regional brewery someday, so they went ahead and contacted Portland Brewing. And Portland Brewing began to contract brew and bottle for them and help them start that route of distribution. Once they gained a little traction in the market, then they finally had the opportunity to get the resources they need to build their own production-sized brewery, and in 2002, they brought everything back in-house. They're at their current location, 24,000 square feet, production brewery, bottling line, tap room. They have even now built out an amphitheater, and they host a summertime music series. I think they have Dwight Yoakam. When I was researching this, I think Dwight Yoakam was playing the amphitheater, so it must be a pretty decent-sized amphitheater there. Live music, cold beer, who knew? Speaking of beers, let's get into their line of beers. First is Moose Drool, 5% ABV. This is a classic brown ale, really good beer, flagship beer. And Neil and Brad had, when they were kind of hypothesizing about opening this, they loved brewing the kind of the British-style pub ales that were a little different than what was getting brewed at the time. Next is a beer called Huckett, 5% ABV. This is a huckleberry blonde ale. If you've ever been up to Montana, Wyoming, around the Yellowstone Park area, huckleberries everywhere. Huckleberry jam, huckleberry syrup, huckleberry shampoo, you name it, huckleberries. Next is Powder Hound, 6.5% ABV. This is a winter IPA. This is their wintertime seasonal release. Not too sure what makes it a winter IPA. Really didn't see that. Yes, you normally do bump up an ABV. 6.5 would be in that range. I don't know if they add additional spices or anything else, but a winter IPA. Lastly is Space Goat, Pale Ale, 5% ABV. It's made with Crystal and Galaxy hops. I see what you did there, Big Sky. As far as the rest of the line of brews, it's a smaller line of brews, 8 to 10 different beers. Kind of pale ales, They really don't go too far outside the box, but a decent little line of beers. Well, before we try this particular beer, though, let's check out the stats. Well, all right, guys, before we jump in this beer, I thought real quick, I would love to hear a response in the comment section. Summertime beers. What makes a summertime beer? What's your favorite summertime beer? A lot of breweries, I noticed, kind of go into different categories. They either go the shandy route, they take their lager, turn it into a shandy, or some kind of flavored shandy. The wheat beers, a lot of them go to some kind of Weiss or Hefeweizen or some kind of summertime wheat beer. And citrus. We'll either add, lemon or orange or something like that. I think the new Sam's Summer Ale, it has some kind of lemon in it or whatever. That's generally kind of the three routes they kind of go. Would love to hear your feedback on that. Does a summertime beer always have to be lower ABV? Does it always have to be a lager? What do you guys think about that? I like those type of beers. Don't get me wrong, but just what do you think makes a summertime beer? Kind of like I was talking earlier about the wintertime IPA. That seems kind of counterintuitive, but who knows? Well, all right, enough about that. Let's try the Summer Honey. All right, got a little aggressive on the pour, so the head's a little thicker, but nice foamy white head, plenty of bubbles, good clean beer. Let's go in on the nose. This smell kind of reminds me of some actually European lagers. Yeah, I'm not picking any hops. The European lagers kind of give you a funky malt smell. This is funky, but maybe honey funky that I'm picking up here. Let's go ahead and dive in. Actually reminds me of some of the bigger body all malt lagers that you sometimes get out of Europe. This kind of reminds me of that. It's a lighter body beer, very drinkable. I don't know if I'm picking up any honey. There is a sweetness to it, but to me it's more in the malt sweetness. Body-wise, this is a lighter bodied beer. Yeah, I guess blonde ale-ish body-wise, which is probably what this beer's based off of, but yeah, I'm really surprised I'm not picking up more of that honey, whatever honey is used. This is pretty straightforward ale, kind of blonde ale beer. Not bad, definitely one of those beers that, if you walked in to a local brewery and they're happy hour kind of thing, all right, yeah, give me the blonde. Again, I don't see where this is really summertime-ish. I'm not picking up a lot of the honey. They could have sold this to me just as a blonde ale, and I would have thought the same. So I don't want to say I'm disappointed. It's a nice drinker, but I'm not picking up the honey. Yeah, not much. I'm really kind of, not much to this. It's kind of a simple beer, I guess, put it this way. I was kind of hoping for, maybe a little more mouthfeel than generic blonde. Again, picking up that honey sweetness. There is something different, but I can't really nail it flavor-wise and on the nose, but it's not good, it's not bad, it's just different. All right, beer. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets YouTube know we're putting out good content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or beers that you'd like me to try, please leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Till next time, bottoms up.